Hi, today I'm going to show you how to set up a CSV or XLSX import into Commerce 7 using Easy CSV and the Commerce 7 API. You can hit any Commerce 7 endpoint, so if you want to create orders, create new products, update inventory, whatever the Commerce 7 API allows, you can use a CSV to import that data. So for this example, we're going to say we get a stock file or a quantity file from our warehouse, and so we know every day how many things are in the warehouse, and we want to update Commerce 7's inventory. And so what we have is we have a file. We're just going to drag this here. This is the CSV we get every day. It has two columns. It has the product ID, which is going to be the basically the SKU in Commerce 7, and available to promise units is the stock. So maybe this is called SKU in your file, or item ID, and maybe available promise units is stock or quantity, whatever these column names are, it doesn't matter. So we're just going to say inventory sync import. So we'll do next. We're going to choose to post data to any app or API. So then you get this import page where you can drag that file every day, or if you want to automate it, you can have the warehouse send it to this email as an attachment. Easy CSV can go get the file from FTP, Dropbox Drive, wherever. And so you can automate this file coming every day, or you can just drag and drop it if you get it weekly or something like that. And so now we need to go into our import flow. The top is kind of how Easy CSV can get that file with the email or the scheduled fetch, or dragging and dropping. The middle is the setup. So if your file has 50 columns, you only need these two. Like in this case, we only need two. We need the SKU and the stock to update Commerce 7. You can delete the other ones, and Easy CSV will ignore any columns you don't list here. You can filter data. Maybe maybe we need available to promise unit must exist. If it's empty, we don't want to touch the row, right? And so you can filter out bad data if you have it. Virtual fields are like combining or massaging data. So you could say maybe the file has a negative value, for stock, and you want to put it to 0. You can say if it's negative, make it 0. Otherwise, use the value from the file. So you can make or massage new fields here. And then the bottom is where we're going to specify all the info for the Commerce 7 API. So in this case, you can go to the Commerce 7 docs. You can also just hit up Easy CSV support via chat or email. We get back to everybody if we don't respond right away, and we can help you set it up. Just tell us what you're trying to do. In this case, we're going to set the inventory for a specific SKU, which is this inventory transaction endpoint in their API. And we're basically going to say reset this SKU to this many units. You have to give it a location ID, so if you need help determining that, you can get it from the Commerce 7 admin interface. But you'll need that to say hey, for this location, maybe it's a specific winery or restaurant. You can say that. So we're basically going to hit this endpoint. We're going to copy this to send it over, which I'll show in a second. So let's get the URL first. And so you're going to say, specify the URL you want. We're going to say, you have to start with this here, right? View one of their API. You're going to say post a JSON. We're just going to leave all that as is. Cool. Let me go back into the import flow. Now we need to set the request headers. Request headers are basically proving you are allowed to do this. You're allowed to set the inventory for a location. So you're going to set 2 headers. This is required by the Commerce 7 API. The first key is going to be tenant, and it's going to be your basically your subdomain, right? So it's let's see if they have an example here. Right, so in this case, right, demoapp.devcenter.platform.whatever. So in this case, spectrawinery.admin.com. The tenant ID is Spectra Winery. So you'll get that. You'll save that here. Then you have to prove that you're you, right? Basic, and you'll enter in whatever the basic token here is. You have to create that token, and basically, you'll you'll make a basic API token, which you can do on many websites, but if you just right click in Chrome, you can go in here and you can say token equals, we're just going to make a variable 1, 2, 3, maybe it's my username max at easycsv.io, and my password for Commerce7 is blah blah blah. You can set up a staff account on Commerce7, and you can do that. So that's going to make that string. So you're going to BTOA token, and that's your basic token. So you'll copy this, you'll paste it, you'll save it, and now you should be able to make calls to the API. Cool. And now the last step, go back in the data flow, and you have to basically send the data in the right way. So let's get that set up. You'll want to copy, you can just copy this, paste it here. This is just telling you have to use data from your file. So in our case, our column name for SKU is this. So just copy and paste, make sure it's in the double quotes. Let's not send a note. And then the units, right, you're going to place this. Doesn't need to be in quotes, but make sure, it's an integer. Basically, it's not 4.5, it's 4. If you need to massage it into an integer, or a positive number, you can do that with virtual fields. Just check our docs or reach out. I'm going to delete this. Actually, let's make reserve count 0. Always reserve count is 0. You can, maybe there's a column for reserve count. You could do that. And then you got to use your inventory location. So maybe it's a restaurant, or it's a winery, or maybe it's a warehouse that you've set up in Commerce7. You'll get that. This is what's called a UUID. It's basically the ID. You'll save this, and now you're ready. Now you can drag the file here, and if you get an error, reach out to EasyCSV support. Maybe there's something weird about your data, but that's really it. You can send emails with attachments. It should update, for every given SKU in the file that matches a SKU in Commerce7. It should update the inventory to when that file comes in. So maybe you get a daily file or something like that. Now you can do that for anything in the API. Basically, if you wanted to create an order, maybe orders are being made in a different system. You go here, you look at how to create an order. You can do an upsert just in case it already exists, or you can always make a new order. And then you'll, copy this example, and you'll replace, first name with, the data from the file in EasyCSV. And so if you have a bunch of things happening somewhere else, a different app, a point of sale system, another inventory tracking system, you can have CSV files sent to EasyCSV, or EasyCSV can go get those, or you can drag and drop them to do whatever. Create orders, update inventory, create new products, anything that's available here in, make a new customer. Maybe the customer signed up at the restaurant or something, who knows, or at the winery, or, you want to add somebody to a club membership, something like that. Maybe they signed up for an email list and you want to add them to a club membership. You can do anything through their API, set up just like this, and all you'll do is you'll change the URL you're going to. You'll leave the request headers the same, and then you'll just change the JSON you're sending to match, what the docs say, right? So in this case, to create a club membership, well, you'll have to create a customer first. So, let's do a create customer. Like, you'll just create a customer like this. Maybe they sign up for your email address or your email list, or maybe they eat at your restaurant. You want to sign them up as a customer in Commerce7. You can do that. Cool. Hope this helps. If you need any help doing these custom integrations, please reach out to EasyCSV support via chat or email, and we can help you get all set up.